Hello and welcome to this special edition of National Focus. I'm Mervin. On August 27, 2015, Tropical Storm Erica ravaged the island, leaving in its wake loss of life, major infrastructural damage, isolated communities, and displaced families. Tonight, we will tell you about the impact of the storm on communities island-wide and the progress made thus far in the recovery efforts. Thank you for staying with us. Dominicans awoke early Thursday, August 27, to flooding and mudslides as a result of Tropical Storm Erica, which dumped over 10 inches of rain on the island in just 6 hours. The weather system resulted in over 10 confirmed deaths and over a dozen missing, especially in the Petit Savan community. Hundreds of homes were completely destroyed. The Douglas Charles Airport was closed due to severe flooding. The collapse of bridges and roads resulted in the isolation of several communities. A wide cross-section of the island was without water, electricity, and telecommunication services. In every corner, there are vivid signs that Tropical Storm Erica had unleashed its fury on Dominica. The Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit arrived by helicopter at the Kingsfield Airport on Thursday. He brought with him a message of assurance for those affected.
To all impacted by this tragedy, help is on the way.
On Friday, GIS visited parts of the island that were accessible by road. We now bring you some of the stories of those who escaped death that Thursday morning. One such tale is that of Leandra Richards and her 4 children who live in the Benawavin area in Kingsfield.
But when I was there, the neighbors at the other side, I saw one of the little daughters, like she have her hand on her head and she's screaming. And when I watched, I saw my other neighbor with her hand on her head and she's saying something to me, but I cannot hear because the water was so high and the noise. Then when I went out, I went to open the door, I saw most of dirt came down in front of the door. So I just closed it back. But then I saw my neighbor at the roof. Her husband was coming like to help me, but as he coming down with the landslide coming down, so she calling him back, and then my other neighbor James, he came to help me, so I had to pass all the children, the baby, under the rain, through a window, and I had to jump the window because I couldn't get past the front door.
This young man in the community feels unsafe in his home.
When I do check it, when I come back and watch the vibes, I see a landslide there. Myself, I'm not safe in the house again. I get free landslide at the front there, and at the back there, it's danger. On the other side there and thing. It's just Labu right now, it's just danger now. All my front of Labu go all inside my house and thing, I couldn't. Yesterday I had to get some fellas to try to do a thing for me so I can get a little rest this morning there. And right now, if you really watch it, it's very dangerous in my area there. I'm not safe at all.
Around 6 a.m. Thursday morning, flood waters completely crushed this dwelling house in Yanda. We found residents salvaging whatever they could find Friday morning. The occupants had only been there for 3 months.
My lady and her grandchildren was inside, and the house came, the water came all the way inside the house and it was flooding. And apparently that I went at some goats and some sheep there. I had to went to check on them, and immediately the back step ended up attaching from the house and detaching from the house, and then the house just start move back forward, and the water end up rushing in, and the house just come dilated down on the floor. When the house fell, that I was standing right there by this tree there. I was standing right by this tree, so I ended up bawling and screaming for Maria and her grandchildren. But apparently they was all safe, like in between the blocks. No one didn't really stick or get injured. And I ended up rushing towards them, help them to get out.
Maria Matthews says it was the most terrifying experience she has ever had.
I came out to the porch though. I saw the porch was, the water was just about to enter the home. So I came out, I removed my bus and I brought it over there. I came back into the home, and while I was wondering what to do, I was in my daughter's room and I felt the bed move with me. And as soon as the bed moved, I got up, and then I saw the roof moving. And as soon as I turned back, I just felt the house going down with me. And it went down with me and my two children.
Maria lost everything in the house. Heavy equipment operators are continuing their efforts to allow road access to as many parts of Dominica as possible. On Friday, heavy equipment operators began the daunting task of clearing the road of mudslides, rocks and debris, all left behind by Tropical Storm Erica. GIS met with one road technician in the Antrim Valley, attempting to clear roads all the way to Casabros.
We're trying to see how we can do some relief effort from between here, Kinfield and Pokase, because we have the whole section of road is blocked from Kinfield to Pokase all the way to Casabros. So at the moment we are just trying to see if we can do a relief effort, so we can make a passage that we can get people through.
Among the many people attempting to traverse that route on Friday was a French traveler.
I was for vacation. I was in Pokase, and we've been blocked for almost 36 hours. And road is blocked before the roundabout and just after, and something like 4 or 5 major ones. You can't do anything except walk into and just wait. And we had no power until now.
A number of bypasses have been created to allow entry into areas affected such as Kulibi Street and Colio. One such bypass is in the Makushri area, where a huge section of the road and bridge was washed away by the flood waters. Since the passage of Tropical Storm Erica, a vast amount of work has already been done to clear the road network. On Sunday evening, the Honorable Prime Minister, along with the Acting Disaster Coordinator at the Office of Disaster Management, Don Corriett, updated the nation on the roads that were now open to motorists.
So you can in fact get from Roseau to Portsmouth with some diversions and some bypasses that have been created to facilitate that connection. From Roseau to Pokase to Casabros, through the Kalinago territory onto Marigot is motorable. From Portsmouth to Marigot is accessible, and Portsmouth to Capuchin is also accessible. Portsmouth to Vickers and Penville are also accessible.
The Prime Minister also commended the heavy equipment operators for the commitment to the task of reconnecting communities.
We have to appreciate the efforts of the operators because if the photographs I saw of the slides, the precarious positioning of those landslides, it is wet, a lot of water flowing, and these operators are really brave and brace themselves to go in there and to create access for all of us. So we really want to say thanks to all the operators, working under very difficult circumstances. And these people are working 24/7, 24/7 non-stop, working and pushing. And for them to have done so much in such a short space of time with limited equipment really is commendable.
The Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit visited the Paradise Valley in Bath State on Saturday morning, where he got a first-hand look at the devastation caused by the weather system.
I have also authorized the team in Bath State, Mr. Paquette and Ms. Riviere, and I've given them full authority to coordinate, because we have a heavy equipment there now in Bath State in the Paradise Valley. Cleaning up, and I have told Mr. Paquette and the Bath State Development Committee to engage all of the resources they require, the trucks, the bobcats, to assist in cleaning up and disposing of the waste and the mud in Bath State. And we're sending rations, food items to them, We'll be sending blankets and mattresses hopefully on Monday or tomorrow once we have them to them. And some of them are in shelters. The teams have visited them several times, and I think people are generally comfortable.
With all the weather systems pending, residents of Paradise Valley were asked to evacuate to the Roseau Primary School. Several communities on the west coast were inaccessible by road and relief supplies were taken to them by boat. GIS News accompanied the team to the community of Colio. On arrival, our news team listened to the painful stories of residents who had lost all their belongings to the flood waters.
A lot of houses destroyed. 3 of them completely go to the sea. As you can see behind me, there is one there. 3 of them completely just washed away to the sea. But all the others on the side of the river, close to the river, completely destroyed.
It was very bad. Our house is in the river, as you all will see, and we lose everything. Our car went down, it was in the garage, the river took that away, and I myself I almost died because I was in the house at the time when it was about to go down. Yes. And it was we lose everything. We haven't got clothes, anything at all. Everything they do. House went with everything.
I have lost basically my whole shop, which I've had for 20 years. Well, December will give me 20 years since I own my shop. And this is my main source of income. So basically I do not have an income at the moment. And my children has lost basically everything.
Dominica has received assistance with telecommunication as the country continues its search and rescue efforts. On Monday, the International Telecommunication Union, the ITU, made a presentation of 15 satellite phones to the Honorable Minister for Telecommunication, Kelva Darrow. Giza Purcell is the ITU representative. She hopes that the equipment will be of great use in the search and rescue efforts post-Tropical Storm Erica.
It's capable of both voice and data, and also 4 big GANs. This is the equipment where you can connect to the internet in areas where there is no connectivity, and then they send you photos or videos of the situation in those countries. ITU has a mandate that to assist developing countries, especially least developed countries, small island developing states, and also landlocked countries when disaster strikes. We have a mandate to provide connectivity.
The Honorable Minister for Telecommunications, Kelva Darrow, says that the nation has come at a time when several areas are still without proper access to telecommunication services.
Since Tropical Storm Erica impacted the country, there are still several parts of the country that are without telecommunication services. This equipment that we'll be receiving this morning will come in very handy to facilitate telecommunication access and make the work very much easier, particularly for the individuals and organizations who will be utilizing this equipment. We are very much grieved at this time for the families who have lost loved ones, and also for those who have lost their entire properties and homes. But we should have people bounce back as a country, and the contribution that you are making this morning is one step towards that recovery process.
The equipment is being loaned to the government of Dominica for 3 months while the ITU will foot the bill. The International Telecommunication Union is a United Nations agency responsible for developing information and communication technologies in the developing world. You're watching National Focus. Still to come, GIS News visits one of the special disaster areas. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Every community has been touched by the ravages of Tropical Storm Erica. Some, however, because of the severity, has been declared special disaster areas.
After broad consultation and on the advice of the coordinator of the Office of Disaster Management, I wish, in the first instance, to declare the following locations as special disaster areas: Bath State, and more specifically Paradise Valley, Dubic, Petit Savan, Campbell, Coolibistry, Pishle, Petit Soufriere, Good Hope, and Saint-Sauveur. This declaration was deemed necessary in light of the relative severity of loss of life and damage to property and the need for focused response, rehabilitation, and recovery.
GIS News visited one of the special disaster areas on Monday, the West Coast community of Coolibistry. Signs of Erica everywhere, homes completely destroyed, families displaced, roadways taken over by rocks and debris. And amidst all this, residents grateful for life.
That morning of Thursday when we woke up, it was pretty after 6 when I got a call. I was awoken by it, and when I came out of my house, this orange house, it's an upstairs and downstairs building. When I came out, I secured my mother and my son because I had to move. The water level was gushing, it was getting high. So I said, Mom, we have to move. I took my mother and my son and I went to my neighbor's house for rescue, and then that is where I stayed for pretty all of the morning because that is where we felt we were safe, in the upstairs. At a certain point of day, we were not safe. All of us had to evacuate from that house to go to another house. All my body is bruised because I had to be jumping from wall to wall. My grandmother was there, she's about 80. We had to live with her. We could not leave her because we have to move with her. I have to move with my son. We had to take out everybody. We had 2 children in the house. We had to move. But God knows, we are alive, we are thankful, and it's going to take us a little while to get out of that situation, but we'll survive.
Since I'm living there maybe around 45, almost going on 50 years, we have a mark for the river. Like you will know when the river is high, so you will move. So the morning of the storm, since my husband, I get up, I make breakfast for him and everything. But since we see we on the mark, we left the house and we go. He did not have a drop of water in our house, and if you go there, all the bedroom up to now, full with water and everything. I lost everything. My bed, my settee, everything, television, everything is still underwater. But thanks be to God, I have life.
To be honest with you, it could have been worse, but God, we lost everything, but God have me there today because I'm thankful to God that it happened during the day, because if it was nighttime, a lot of us would have been dead, even me, because when I look at the water mark over my bed, I know I would not have survived that if it was nighttime. In my kitchen, which was next to my house, I had a whole barrel of water, and I was saying I have a barrel full of water because the night my neighbor's husband came and he said he's going to try to do something. So I'm telling them we have water in my kitchen. Only to find out the barrel of water subsided, my fridge subsided, my washing machine, my kitchen was not even a kitchen anymore. It was just a pool of muddy water. Muddy water. And the houses that were surrounding me by the road, they went to the sea. But I'm thankful to God today I can stand to give you that report, because maybe if it wasn't for the grace of God, me and my children would have been left to mourn.
Chairman of the Coolibistry Village Council, Erickson Robinson, spoke with GIS News.
Well, in Coolibistry, we have suffered some major devastation to all our infrastructure, our homes, and of course, we have one person missing as we speak. Actually, all of the homes, the wooden structures have been washed away, you know, to the sea. We actually have suffered significant damages to our homes, our health center, the school, and as we speak now, quite a few vehicles are being, removed from the riverbed and of course from the sea. But things are just very, very, very bleak in Coolibistry.
Robinson tells GIS News he is pleased with the relief assistance provided to the community.
Actually, in terms of supplies, we have received quite a bit of support and supplies, particularly from the neighboring community. The Honorable Kelvadaru and the St. Joseph team has really adopted us. They have really brought in quite a bit of dry food and water, and of course cooked food, hot meals, you know, for the residents of Kulibistri and Mount Ratchet, and they have been doing that consistently, sometimes 2-3 times a day, and we are indeed grateful for that. Quite a few of the business community has supported us with water and dry food, and our neighboring community of Salisbury, Portsmouth, and you know, we have gotten quite a bit of support. In terms of medication, we have gotten some medication, and you know, things are more or less stabilizing. So we are actually moving into the phase where we can actually try to clean up this community.
During the tour of the storm-ravaged community, GIS News caught up with the Honorable Minister for Public Works, Ian Pinard.
Well, so far, leaving Roseau all the way to Kulibistri, you see massive infrastructure damage, and reaching right in Kulibistri, you can see the village is really devastated. Most of the houses there, especially the river line, has been flooded. There's a lot of devastation, and I really want to commend the people of Kulibistri, because I see everybody with their shovels and shoveling and then cleaning up, and that's what you want to see, community spirit, where persons come together and help each other. We have some heavy equipment there and also backhoes to clean up, so we're going to assist the villagers, and we have been sending in supplies to Kulibistri. That's going to continue, so we will continue with that. The link roads and the bypasses, we are working on that, to making sure that a person from Kulibistri can go into Roseau now. The electricity and will come in hopefully very soon, and Dominica is trying their best to get electricity, so we can see at least a small sense of normalcy into the Kulibistri area.
The Honorable Minister for Health in Grenada, Nicholas Steele, accompanied the Honorable Public Works Minister on his tour of the Kulibistri community.
I arrived last night and I met with your Prime Minister early this morning, and I've been with your Minister here. We left Roseau and we've come this far and continued going further. I'm here for 2 reasons. One, to deliver personally the condolences and the reassurance of support from our Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, the government and people of Grenada, to let you know all that we are here for you, that together we will rebuild this. Grenada will give its appropriate support. That is what I am here for, to make sure that support comes as quickly as possible and is in the most appropriate form. And also our Prime Minister gives assurances that as head of the OECS, after this assessment and the various other assessments that are occurring now, you will have the support, you will be able to rebuild. We will stand with you, your government and your people together, all as one Caribbean people, to rebuild Dominica.
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We at the Government Information Service extend our sympathies to all those who lost loved ones during Tropical Storm Erika. Photos of the damage caused by Tropical Storm Erika can be found on our GIS website, www.news.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I'm Mervin. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time for National Focus.